Time feels like one thing we can't change. It marches forward, constant, unstoppable. Or is it? In a recent experiment, scientists pulled us something that sounds like science fiction. They created what they call a time mirror. They made a wave travel backward in time. No DeLorean, no wormhole, no TARDIS, just cutting-edge physics. And a hint that reality might be even weirder than we imagined. Welcome back to WhyDecrypted, where nothing is quite what it seems. In early 2025, a team at the City University of New York built a custom metamaterial. It's a kind of engineered surface that can interact with waves in highly controlled ways. They sent electromagnetic waves through it, and then they fired a sudden jolt of energy. What happened next? The wave didn't stop, it turned around, it reversed, as if time itself ran backwards, at least for that ripple. In technical terms, they induced time reversal, flipping the direction of the wave without physically turning it around. That isn't just cool, that's fundamental. So here's how it worked in simple terms. The metamaterial acts like a waveguide, controlling the path of an electromagnetic wave. The sudden energy pulse rapidly changes the properties of the material, like switching the rules mid-game. Instead of continuing forward, the wave is forced to reflect, not in space, but in time. It's not reversing your clock. It's reversing how information moves through space-time. And that's profound, because information is what the universe is made of. You might be thinking, okay, that's a cool trick in a lab, but why should we care? Well, this challenges some of the deep assumptions in physics. We usually assume time flows forward because of entropy. The famous arrow of time, everything tends towards disorder. You can see our other video on that. But time symmetry is built into many of the fundamental laws, like Maxwell's equations. Time doesn't have to move in just one direction. So if we can reverse waves, can we reverse other systems? Could this be the beginning of technologies that manipulate time, at least in a local state? Time mirrors might eventually revolutionise how we handle data. By reversing waves, you could undo interference, cancel out noise, or even rerun a signal without losing fidelity. In quantum computing, where every error counts, this could be game-changing. And in signal processing, imagine being able to isolate and replay just the piece of data you want from a chaotic mess. It's like giving computers a memory rewind button. Now, here's where things get even more surreal. In parallel with the time mirror discovery, neuroscientists have been studying time cells in the human brain. These are neurons that activate based not on what happened, but when it happened. Basically, your brain tracks time internally, like an internal metronome or timeline. And in some models, these time cells don't just tick forward, they can replay sequences in reverse. So here's the speculation. What if the brain too is capable of its own tiny time mirrors, reversing neuroinformation flow during recall or dreaming? That may explain déjà vu, premonitions, or even vivid replays of memory. I'm going to say this, and I wouldn't normally, but that section has taken me 10 takes because it turns out I struggle to say tiny time mirrors. So I'm very happy that I've managed it. Let's move on to the next bit. So now let's go deeper. Entropy tells us that time flows forward because systems naturally go from order to chaos. An unbroken egg becomes scrambled, not the other way around. But the mirrors reverse that arrow, at least briefly. Could there be special cases in black holes, early universe conditions, or artificial environments where entropy gets flipped? Physicists like Roger Penrose have speculated about time loops and mirror universes where time flows in the opposite direction. Maybe what we saw in the lab is a small peek into one of those alternate domains. So let's be clear, this is not time travel in the way sci-fi tells it. Nobody is hopping into a DeLorean or a TARDIS. But if we can reverse the behaviour of systems, signals or fields, there is a form of controlled time manipulation. Imagine undoing trauma in a memory by rewinding the neuropattern, reversing heat flow to cool something instantly, cancelling radiation by time reversing its wavefront. It's like hacking time at a micro level, Time travel, no. But time engineering, now that might be real. In cosmology, we've discovered anomalies in how light reaches us from ancient galaxies. Some light appears to arrive out of time. Gravitational lensing can warp time, so can extreme events like neutron star collisions. What if, in rare cases, natural time mirrors form in the cosmos? Places where space-time is bent so drastically that causality flicks or folds. That might explain mysterious fast radio bursts, or why some stars blink in an impossible rhythm. Are we seeing the universe reflect itself in time? Here's something wild. If your brain reversed a signal, would you even notice it? Think about optical illusions, phantom pain, mental time loops. We already know perception is unreliable. Could time itself be misconceived? Is it possible that time is already bending around us and our brains just smooth it out like background noise? Maybe. Maybe we've always been crossing time ripples. We just don't know how to see them. This discovery is still in its early days. The City University of New York team's experiment shows we can reflect a wave in time, but only under controlled extreme conditions. But history has shown that small breakthroughs can lead to paradigm shifts. Lasers started as wave tricks. Now they power the internet. MRI started as magnetism. Now it reads our thoughts. The transistor was a toy. Now it is at the core of all digital life. Time mirrors may one day be more than a physics party trick. They may become a fundamental tool in everything from data science, neurotech, quantum computing, and space navigation. We're taught to think of time as a straight line. But what if time is a wave? What if time is a surface we bounce off? Not just the backdrop to our lives, but a substance we can touch, bend, and maybe even reflect. If the universe allows time to fold, then maybe causality isn't law. Maybe it's just a story we tell ourselves to stay sane. The mirror has cracked, and now we wait to see what reflects back. Let us know what you think. Could time ever truly reverse? And would we know if it already had? Don't forget to subscribe, because here on WhyDecrypted, nothing is quite what it seems.